And this is the project we're going to do today. This one was stamped on Stampbord, and let's begin. And these are the stamps that were used. This is the trees that are from the Nature Set 8, and also some snowy banks from the Nature Set 14, the smaller set of trees from the Nature Set 9, this twiggy kind of tree from the Nature Set 15, and then the snowy bridge from the Nature Set 14. And the markers and whatnot that were used, I used Memento Tuxedo Black ink for stamping all the images. For the sky, I used Stampin' Up! Pool Party, Marina Mist, and Island Indigo, and I applied that using a Tim Holtz blending brush. The markers I used Copic markers. For the water, I used BG01, BG05, and BG09. For the snow, for the shadows in the snow, I used B000, C00, C1, and C2. For the bridge, for the sky portion through the bridge and through the windows of the bridge, I used BG45 Copic marker. And for the bridge itself, I used E55, E57, and E59. And to color over the trees, I used G05. And for the trunks of the dead trees, I colored over using E55. And let's begin. Okay, we'll start by stamping up the bridge. Board upside down and position it about where I want, and then I'm going to apply pressure to it. And I'll add in some snowbanks here. Okay, I'm gonna use this little tool. I'm not sure what it's called, but I'm gonna try and rub off some of this smeared portion up here. Okay, and I'm gonna use some Stampin' Up! Ink to stamp up or to put some color in the sky. I'm going to use Pool Party and Marina Mist and Island Indigo. And I've got a little mask here that I'm going to just put right on top here to kind of protect it, what's underneath, as much as I can. Alright, and then I'm going to ink up the trees, but I'm not going to include the rocks that are underneath. So I am just going to end it where the rocks begin. So I'm going to ink these up with the Memento Black. And to make sure that I'm not getting any of those rocks, I'll use my stamp chamois. And then I'm going to just, and that's about right here. So I'm just gonna, in fact, let's see, I think I will put this here and stamp these like this. And then we have the trees behind there. And I didn't realize I wasn't recording when I was stamping my bear tree. And I had just used my mask to mask off the snow area again while I was stamping it on both sides to stamp in these bare trees here. Okay, and I think I also want to stamp some trees behind the bridge. And then the tree that's coming down here is probably going to be completed down here, so I'm just going to put some squiggly lines in here to represent the tree that is behind. And maybe, you know, there's even some here. Memento black marker here. And I am going to just bring this fence off the edge so that it's continued. Okay, and I'm going to use one of my Fantastics, the kind with the kind of stubby bullet tip. And I'm going to use some of my medium color. I'm going to use some of the Marina Mist. Okay, for the water that's going under the bridge, I'm going to use some Copic markers. I've got BG01, BG05, and BG09. Okay, I'll try some G05 Copic marker. And I'm going to just add some color to these trees. Okay, for the shadows of the snow, I'm going to use my C00 and C1 Copic markers. Some B000. See, and I missed some grass right here, so I'm going to add a little bit of green on the grass right here. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more of the B00. Okay, I'm going to use some C2. Okay, and for the bridge, I'm going to use my E55, E57, and E59 Copic markers. I'm going to start with the darkest. Now I'm also going to take my E55 again, and I'm just going to draw along these slats. Okay, I'm going to take my C1 again, and I will just okay, I'm going to take some of my Marvy LePlume II, number 45 Sepia, and this is a water-based marker, and I'm just going to draw some grass, brown grass, over on the other side here, just to kind of define where see, and I think I'll also take some of my Marvy LePlume and add some brown underneath here. Okay, and now I'll add some large trees. Okay, now I'm going to take my Geo5. Okay, I'm going to use my detail, I don't know what you call this, a little scraper tool. And I'm going to just make some white details. I want to scrape off a little bit of this brown here, which I don't like. And I'm going to scrape along here to define the other side of the water here. And there's going to be just random flows of water. And also for these little rocks that are in the water, I'm going to put some detail on top of them. Yeah, I don't like that little scratch I put on the top of this tree, so I'm gonna add some green back in there. Alright, let's see. Okay, I'm going to take some C2 and add a shadow underneath the bridge, because it'll be darker underneath there. And I'll take some C1 and kind of blend that into the road here. Maybe a little more. And I'm going to use my fine point of my Marvy and just add some points. This is the number 45 sepia. Okay, now I'm going to add some snowflakes. So I'm just going to I'll try using this tip and see what kind of snowflakes I can get. Okay, I'm gonna try using this tool to just scrape some interest in the sides, kind of make it a little frame. So, and Before I do that, we'll go ahead and zoom in so you can get a close-up look, just in case that ruins it. And so here's a close-up of the work that we've got so far. Okay, I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to take some BG45 and I am going to color in these windows here. Okay, so I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put it the flat side down right along the edge, and I'll just kind of scrape it. What kind of a difference it made, but this is what it looks like after adding a little bit of texture to the edge. Oh well, I'm not too sure if I want to mess it up anymore by trying to even put more, but you can kind of see the little bit of edge there. Kind of. See the edge along there? But I think we'll just... Okay, as one last thing, I'm going to add some Hero Arts white pigment ink to kind of bring out some of the snow. And here's the final result after adding the pigment ink to it. And so you can see up close here how it looks with the pigment ink added to it.